In the previous videos, we left off pulling the engine and gearbox out of the 2 litre and all the rest of the spare parts. And today, we're going to be sorting through the parts that we're keeping and organising them into boxes. Later on in the video, we're going to be also working on my mate Harley's BMW, and we're going to be doing some work on that as well. So stick around so you guys don't miss out on that. Let's get on to it. Let's crack all these bolts and then we can just rattle them off, pull the gearbox off. That's tighter than my ass.
That's all on film. That's wild. Middle.
Alrighty. Alright. Alrighty. From the 2 litre, it's a bit dirty, but just so we know, and it's about 340k. Yeah, good enough. Alright, let's go reorganize all these other parts and then get Harley's BMW in here when we roll this car out. Alright, let's sort through all of these other parts. In the bin. Alrighty, so we've organised the rubbish from what we're actually keeping over there. Majority of the cardboard is going to get kicked out as well. I'm sick of having so much cardboard in here because it just makes the whole place look messy. But talking about messy, we've left quite a big stain on the ground from all power steering fluid, brake fluid and coolant. So we're going to take a second to clean that all up and put the engine into the corner over there, and then we're going to get Harley's BMW in here and get some work done on it. How to permanently stain your concrete. Alrighty, I think that's as clean as I'm going to get it tonight. We're going to go ahead and move this motor onto the side of the bench. We might have to roll this GCI out a little bit so that we actually have room to move the crane in over there. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and do that and pull Harley's BMW into the shed. Ready? Yeah. I'll check the wooden blocks. First try. Alright, so we've got this thing on wooden blocks. Before we go ahead and jack this thing up, what are we doing today, Harley?
We're replacing a center bearing and the rubber coupling to get rid of all the vibration in the tail shaft because it's not good.
No. Yeah, well basically they're completely blown and the tail shaft is sort of flapping about because it has play in the sort of bearing and the bushing, and because of that, whenever he accelerates, it's just flapping about and sort of knocking against the chassis, so it's not good. So we're going to go ahead, jack this thing up, get underneath it and start working. Let's go. You're going to be doing that to me later?
Bro, on camera?
Jacking me up.
Turn the camera off.
Hey. Yeah, I think we're pretty much good. Let's go get some jack stands, bro. Hell yeah.
Oh. I'm feeling less than right. Don't say that. Let's see where I want to jack it from.
give a little shake test because obviously we're going to be underneath the car, so we don't want it falling onto us. And whilst it's actually jacked up, it's probably good to sort of check out the wheels, make sure there's no play up and down, make sure the wheel bearings are fine, or the suspension is as it should be, but seems like we're good. So let's go ahead and hop out underneath and do these bushings and bearings, bro.
That's disconnected. These ones, that I think might be the same size. Yeah, thanks, Brad. A bit faster, man.
Don't let it fall on your face.
It's still held up by the rear.
Get ready for this thing to drop. Well, that's done. That was cooked. Alright, that rear frame is out now, so we can drop the rest of the exhaust straight there.
So much dirt in my eyes. And we're off.
Alrighty. Should be able to lower the exhaust down now. There we go. Perfect.
Stuck on the ground.
Hold up.
I'll rip it off.
I got you. Alright, go pull it. Alrighty. So now we have the exhaust off, we're gonna actually start her off. I'm actually so curious what it sounds like with just no exhaust, eh? It'll be funny. Alright.
You guys ready?
Let's go. That actually doesn't sound too bad with the exhaust on. I think we'll put the exhaust back on there. Alright, let's get this tail shaft apart, alright?
Let's get some work done, boy.
Hell yeah.
Okay, well, maybe not then. Drop this out of the way.
On the screen. So this is what we're fixing. This amount of play is not normal.
And the actual, like, bearing part here is pushing itself out of the housing itself.
It's the rubber is actually pulling itself out of the metal casing. That is not good. You can see it separating at the top there. You can see the gap. That is horrible, bro. Alright, so we're also going to be replacing this sort of rubber donut in between the tail shaft and the gearbox. So what are we replacing that out?
As you can see, this one is like literally ripped into and
yeah,
not doing well.
Tighten, bro. You're listening. You're good. Alrighty, so we're just unbolting all 6 bolts from that sort of rubber bushing, and then we should be able to take that end of the tail shaft off. We're just marking the tail shaft so we know what way it needs to go back on later when we have to put it all back together.
It's realigned or otherwise it's out of balance.
Yeah, we don't want this thing to be out of balance because that's going to be horrible. I ended up pretty much redoing all the stuff we just did again. But I'm going to go ahead and unbolt the tail shaft now.
I think I will end up having to undo it from the front.
Alright, so we've pretty much removed all the bolts off that sort of donut rubber ring there. And then all we need to do now is remove these bolts from this bracket here, and we should be able to drop the tail shaft down to remove that out. Alrighty. It's off. This is real awkward. Ready?
Alright, that came off really easy, guys. Normally this does not come off easy.
I gave it my magical touch. Alright, let's compare this to the new one. Alright, so we're going to replace the bearing on the end of the tail shaft as well. This little sort of part of the bearing actually just came out. It's pretty well broken, and then even the casing on the side is also broken. It should look like this, perfectly flat on the end of that, but that's been broken off. And then the bushings over here that we're going to be replacing as well. The bearing casing just sort of fell off. The bushing is completely broken and blown out. And then the rubber donor is pretty soft and no longer sort of a circle shape either. So we've got brand new ones over here ready to go in, and we're going to go ahead and replace this one out as well. The new bearing is now on the end of the tail shaft. We can go ahead and get the rest of the stuff back in, and we can go take this thing for a test drive. Alrighty, so the tail shaft is on. We can go ahead and put the heat shield back on and the exhaust. Let's fit this thing back up and take this thing for a test drive. Let's go. The car is driving really good. There's no more flipping around from the tail shaft. So I think that's a job well done. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to see more. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.